All right, to anyone out there, this is not a video of me giving advice. I'm just telling people what happened for me in my life and where I'm at right now. And I know when I was younger, how I used to think, the way I used to be, the way I used to see a lot of things. And the one thing that has ultimately changed for me in my life at this point is I've gotten to a spot where I really don't have anything to lose anymore. And I know when I was young, I wasted so many years seeking the approval of people, seeking validation from people, seeking something that wasn't even, I can't say it isn't something I didn't want to do, but I was trying to fit in places where I didn't fit in. And I was thinking that I had to fit in there because I wanted to fit in there at that time. But I wasted a lot of my life trying to do this. And I know there's a lot of younger people out there. They are going to waste a lot of their life seeking something that doesn't exist for them. Yet again, it's a construct of being younger, of being told that there's somewhere for you if you go out and look and try to find it. I don't believe in that at all. When you have nothing to lose, you're absolutely free. You're free to be what you want to be. And when I say that, though, I'm not talking about in terms of reality. There's always going to be a problem, something to be solved. There's always going to be something that needs done. We already know this. I'm talking about you're absolutely free to do and be what you want to do and be. When you have nothing more to lose, when you go through this process of, I need to fit in, I don't fit in, and then you feel bad about not fitting in. You feel bad that you don't fit in. And you might get depressed. You might feel lonely. You might get bitter and angry that you're not fitting in somewhere, or you're not getting this approval that you might think that exists, and it really doesn't exist. It's just another construct of the mind. It's just another construct in our head thinking that we have to be that way. And I know me at 37 years old, things are always going to be changing. This is something else that I realized. Things are always going to be changing in my life all the time. I don't have any expectations for things to go how I think that they should go because I know that they're not going to go that way. But whatever I want to do, then I'm damn well going to do in my life from this point on. Even though I worry, even though my mind worries and it does what it does, that's different from me seeking validation from people because I know there is no such thing. That's different from me seeking people's approval and trying to force people to like me as a person or to relate to me or all these things that the mind and the brain thinks. When you see how it's just, what does it matter? You know, I even think sometimes of what someone might be thinking about me, and I'm telling myself, what the hell does it matter? What does it matter at all? It does not matter. People are always going to think something of you when they see you. It's a natural thing that goes through our brains. When we see someone, we're always going to be judging them, whether we want to judge them or not. It's just, how are we judging them? Like, what are the things that we're saying in our head to ourselves? When I look at people, yeah, I judge them. I'm not perfect. I judge them and I say things in my mind and I say, I wonder what they do. I wonder what they go by. I wonder what they listen to. I wonder what they watch. I wonder what they're being influenced by. But it doesn't matter what I think for that person. It doesn't matter at all. It's completely irrelevant. It's absolutely irrelevant anymore. And yet again, I'll just say this. If I am being responsible and I have self-control and I'm holding myself accountable and I'm not hurting anyone, then I can do whatever I want to do. I can do whatever I want to do on this planet, whatever I want to do. And, the reason why the last couple months I've been talking about Jesus Christ and stuff like that is because I tell people Jesus Christ is just an example of having compassion. If everybody wants to stone someone because they did something, well, haven't we all done something? Haven't we all done some dumb shit in our lives? So who are we to throw the first stone? He who is without sin, he who has not ever done anything in their life, then throw the first stone. Nobody can throw that stone. So, when I talk about, I'm not a Bible thumper. I am not someone, I want to get this completely clear on my channel for myself, is there are some things in the Bible that I agree with and I even live by. And then there's some things where I go, it's just not for me. It doesn't work for me. It's just not for me. I'm someone that I like expressing myself sexually. I like expressing myself artistically. I like expressing myself with my thoughts and what is going on in my life. And sex is not a bad thing. I just did a video on this, whoever watched it, but sex is not a bad thing to me. It's bad to people that are not responsible with it. It's bad to people that don't use their mind. It's bad to people that are reckless and careless. That's how it's bad. Sex is a natural thing. There's nothing wrong with it. And I admit this. I'll be absolutely honest with people. If you want me to be 100%, because I ain't got nothing to hide, and I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not hiding anything in my life. I don't have anything to hide. I am tired of feeling ashamed for certain things that there's no reason to be ashamed of. And I myself, I do suffer from religious trauma. I do. And I don't know what it's called. It's called something RT, something religious trauma. I forget what it's called. But I do have that. I do have some of that. But I also want to put it out there. I still resonate with what Jesus Christ means as a person. You see what I'm saying? I still resonate with having compassion when compassion is needed. If I see someone that is on the corner starving or needs a drink, then I will provide that if I have it to give. And I preach what I live. So I have a right for myself to preach what I'm preaching. I don't want to use the word preach, but I have a right to preach what I'm preaching because I'm living it. I actually do the things that I say I do. If I wasn't doing it, I wouldn't bring it up at all in a video. But when I listen to songs like back in the day with Madonna, I'm not sorry, it's human nature. It's human nature. Songs like that. Yeah, that's true. That song, I like that song, and I liked that song, and I still like that song. Yes, that's true. But when we're talking about this do as thou wilt thing, I also agree with that. But a lot of people are just out of control with do as thou wilt. They're just completely out of control. And I don't condone that. I don't condone someone who is just completely out of control doing stupid shit to themselves and others and don't care about anything. I don't condone that for myself. I don't condone it. So that's why when I talk about certain things that I talk about, see, somebody that might be fanatical about something, someone who might be under religion, or someone who might think that something's wrong that really isn't wrong. We just been conditioned to think it's wrong by a lot of things. It's a lot of things. It's not just religion. It's not just something our family members or our friends or the schools told us. It's a lot of stuff that goes into it. It's many topics in one. It's not just one thing. But, expressing yourself, Bruce Lee said this in one of his interviews. He said self-expression, being honest with oneself, being true and authentic with oneself is something very hard for people to do because of all the nonsense and the conditioning and the bull crap and the you can, you can't. No, like I said again, as long as I'm being responsible and I have self-control and discipline, I can do whatever I want. As long as I'm not hurting somebody else, I can do whatever I want to do. But see, in our world, it's very hard to come across authenticity because we are all still seeking this approval and validation from people. We're too worried about what the rest of the world is doing. We're too worried about fitting in somewhere where we don't even really belong, and then we're trying to belong there, and we're causing all of these problems. We are literally creating our own problems. We create all of our own problems here with how this is set up. And there are very, very, very few people that are self-expressionists, that are authentic, that are honest with something that they're doing. And when you're like that, you know that there's either going to be a huge audience that supports that, or it's going to be a very little audience that supports that and listens. Now, right now, I have a little audience. I have a little bit of other people that listen to my content. And I'm fine with that because the numbers don't matter with me. I don't care if I have 1,000 subscribers, 10,000, 100,000. Yeah, it'd be great to have more because I could do more with that. I could do some things. I could do some things that I envision in my life if I had more subscribers and I was getting more donations and I had more support on here. But like I said before, my platform, if I was getting more donations and I was making more off this channel, I could do a lot more stuff. I'm just in a situation right now where I got to go to work somewhere and I can't really focus on my art and stuff now, and I wasted a lot of time. You see, I wasted a lot of time worrying about how should I put it out? What's the specific way I should put it out for people? Are they going to approve of it? Is it going to be liked? Is it not going to be liked? Is it going to do good? Is it going to blow up? Is it going to be big, or isn't it going to do anything? See, I wasted so much time on this stupid shit. And I'm telling y'all, if you're someone that is either younger and you still go by these certain things, or you're someone that's my age, if I was anyone, I would quit wasting my time on this. I would literally focus on letting go of those things, deconditioning our mind to get away from that stuff, because all that it's going to do is it's going to hold the individual down their whole lives. And we're always going to think, I can't do this because once upon a time, my mom told me it was the wrong thing to do. Or someone in my family said, if you do that, then you're going to go to hell for doing that thing. Or if you have sex, that's a sin and it's morally wrong. And these are just some examples I'm giving you. And I'm not telling anybody to go out and do stupid stuff and whatever, because y'all already know I don't endorse that. I'm a really responsible person, and I take care of myself, and I'm authentic. I'm authentic as I can be, you know. And if authenticity doesn't, I want to say count as something, but I don't want to use that word either. If authenticity is not saying something, or that is not good enough for people, then I don't know what to say to people out there, because I can only be authentic with myself. I know what I want to do, and I know what are things that excite me. I know things that turn me on. I know things that get me going. I know things that I enjoy. I know things that I'm going for, that I envision for myself. But in this world, it is hard to be authentic, because if you're authentic, more than likely, you're not going to fit in anywhere. And yeah, there will be other people that relate to you. There will be other people that listen to you. There will be other people that go, I'm very similar to that. But if you're someone like me, you're never going to, quote, fit in anywhere. And you're always going to be an outcast in terms of what you want to do that they're not doing, that they think you should do because of something they've been told in their lives. And they're saying, oh no, you should do this because that thing's wrong. Or someone told me that we should act this way and not this way. See, I don't care about any of that stuff that people say. I don't want to hear anybody tell me anything like that out there, because I know to be responsible for myself. I know when I'm pushing the boundaries too far. I've already fell too many times. I've already been around the bush too many times. I've already seen the bush catch fire. I already seen the bush grow its thorns and fall on it and, get stabbed with the thorns. I've already seen the bushes grow poisonous berries. I've already seen the bushes have poison ivy around it. I've already seen the bushes get way too big and then I had to trim them down. It's just a metaphor I'm using here with, I know my limits, and I know the things that I want is not out of bounds from what it should be for others or myself. So therefore, anything that I personally hear from anybody else, I know that is just some indoctrinated, brainwashed, conditioned view of the world that they were taught from someone else that they're trying to push on to me. And this is something that I am completely, totally, and absolutely at odds with. If anybody tries to push their beliefs or how they think I should live or what they think I should do and not do or how I should go about doing something, those types or kinds of people, I want nothing to do with those kinds of people. Those are, I wish them the best. I don't hate them. I don't wish anything bad on them, but I'm like, hey, okay, that's what you think. That's what you think. That's not what I think. That's not how I live. And yes, I do agree with do as thou wilt. But yet again, how are we doing what we're doing? When we do as thou wilt, what are we doing to ourselves and other people is the question. And I know if I'm not doing one of a couple things, if I'm not hurting, if I'm not robbing, if I'm not raping, if I'm not pillaging, if I'm not doing any of those things, then I can literally do whatever I want to do. And I can literally create my own life. And that's what I mean by when you have nothing to lose. This is when you will be absolutely free to be what you know that you want to be. You're not going by the construct of other people's thoughts and their minds and what they tell you you should or shouldn't do. You're not listening to someone in your family that's telling you, oh, no, you can't live like that. You can't do that. See, they just want to push how they live on you. And this is something that I can't stand. I'm completely at odds with. It's something that makes me cringe. I will literally run from people like that. I will literally say, okay, you spoke your mind. Okay, well, what is it that you want to do in your life? What is it? What is things in life that you are going for? Are you reflecting on yourself? Don't project on me. That's how I see everyone I see. It's like, don't put your shit on me. What you think for me, it's my life. And you got your life, and everybody watching this video has their life, and they're responsible for that. And I'm responsible for this. And I have to do whatever I have to do. And I know for me, there has just been this complete, absolute breaking away from the fabric of this whole entire matrix, this whole entire way that people think you should be, or living, trying to fit in somewhere, or trying to be a part of something that you're really not a part of. I'm not doing that anymore. Like, that is a dead revelation for me. And I know more than likely, even if I'm by myself, I know that I have been tried and true to myself. I haven't bullshitted anybody. I haven't lied to anybody. I have always told my truth. And when we're talking about the truth, when we say the truth, listen, there is no such thing as the truth. And yet again, if you want me to be honest, when Jesus Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, it's be compassionate towards yourself and other people. That's it. That is the law. That is the law, is treat your neighbor as you treat yourself. And the other one, I off the top of my head, I can't remember the other one. Love God as yourself, whether you want to say that metaphorically, literally, however you want to say it. But it isn't treat others as you treat yourself. It is love your neighbor and love yourself and love God and yourself above all. And that's literally saying that is self-reflection in and of itself. It's not projecting anymore. It's not looking towards others or looking towards the world for things. It's yes, when we look at people, you see your reflection in them, and what I look for in other people when I do see them is, okay, what are you about? What is it that you do? What is it that you like? What is it that you enjoy? How do you get pleasure? What healthy food do you like? See, it's not however I think of myself. That's what I want to see in other people, but yet I know that I'm not going to see that in everyone. And that's why I say about not having any expectations. And that's even hard too, to not have any expectations for people. It's a hard thing because you expect them to be a reflection of you even when they're not, and they let you down. They let you down. That's just how it is. People let you down. And this is why I'm on this thing of just self-reflection, of being honest with myself, being tried and true and authentic with myself. Because if I don't do that, then that makes me a liar. If I don't tell it how it is for myself, then that means I'm waiting on someone else to validate me. I'm waiting on someone else to tell me I like you, Nate. I'm waiting on someone else to tell me how I'm the greatest guy in the world. See, I don't need any of that, and I really don't want any of that. It's this thing, and I don't know if I'm getting this clear. I don't know if I'm getting this across the way that I want to people. I don't mind if people like me. I know I said in another video, I don't want anybody to like me. No, I don't mind if somebody likes me, but do you like yourself? When you look at me, are you looking back at yourself? Do you like you is the question. See, I even say this in some of my older comments. As long as you're getting something for yourself from this, it has nothing to do with me giving you something. It's, are you giving something back to yourself is the question. And yet sometimes it's not always a good message that I'm giving. I'm giving depression, and I'm giving me being in a shitty mood and me going through this chaotic thing we call life. It's all one big ball in and of itself, and there's no way that I can escape that. But if I'm authentic, that is literally the most that I can possibly do for myself, is to be authentic. I can't do anything else but be as authentic as I can be with myself. And even when I'm on this filming myself, I still do not feel comfortable when I'm filming myself. I still feel like I'm 99.98% me on the camera. Like I'm kind of putting on just like a fragment of a hair. You see what I'm saying? It ain't that I'm being fake. It's just, it feels awkward recording myself. If I was sitting here talking to myself, which I do talk to myself lately, I have tried not to do that as much, because now that I'm working and I'm around other people, it's really awkward for me. because I'm so used to being by myself and talking to myself and reflecting on myself that when I come around other people and I look at them, I know that what is staring back at me is probably not something that I'm thinking or I'm going for or I want to do in my life. And this is why, for me, being around others it is a very contradicting thing. It is a very weird thing for me to explain being around others. I there's some days where I don't mind being around other people, and then there's days kind of like today where I came out in my car because up in my room, you can hear right through the wall, and my neighbor's very quiet, and I know he can hear everything I'm doing, and I don't want to bother him. I already went through this before too, but I came out here, there was someone sitting over there, someone up there, and there's just some times where I got to get away from everybody. And it's a habit that I got into. It's my own habit that I created for myself. I won't lie. I created this habit and I did this to myself, but it's something that came naturally. I didn't intend this to happen. You see what I'm saying? I didn't intend to become an ultimate loner. I didn't intend to isolate away. I didn't intend for any of this to happen. It just happened how it happened. So, cheers. Do what you want to do, be responsible, live your life. We only get one of these. Quit looking for the world to live your life because they're not coming. They're never going to. It's never going to happen. I've wasted my whole entire life worrying about this dumb shit. And being authentic with y'all, I literally, me, you, Nate, you, I created this worry for myself. I created this for myself. I did it to myself. And why am I saying this in these videos? Why am I telling my phone and uploading these videos to the internet? Why am I doing this? Because I'm looking for an alternative here in my life. I'm wondering, some of these videos are really uncomfortable. I won't lie. Like opening up and getting brutally honest, sometimes they're not comfortable. But what I'm doing is I'm 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 actually doing it. I'm putting it into action. I'm going for an alternative. Maybe if I'm open and I talk about things and I get brutally honest, like I've been being brutally honest, maybe this is all one big phase, a midlife crisis or a midlife something. I don't know what to call it, but maybe this will determine the rest of my life, what I'm doing right now at this second. You see, I made a very hard choice that I did not want to make. I could have been phony. I could have been fake. I could have schemed and lied and put on. I could have made the music everybody else makes. I could have put up this facade and acted like I'm something that I'm not. But I chose not to do that because it's not me. I can't be fake for this world. I'm not going to be fake for this world. Are there some times where I say things that later on I go, okay, well, I said it at that time, but I don't mean it now. It changed from then. And this is what anyone on this channel or this platform or this coping mechanism, anybody here, I just need anyone who comes here to realize that I am going to say things that I'm saying now that later on I might change my mind with. I might say, I'm this now, or I seen this way, or I was wrong about this. But I'm never going, because it's so ingrained in the fabric of my brain, my metaphorical soul, I cannot lie. And it doesn't matter if I change my mind or say I'm wrong about something. I'm always going to hold myself accountable. I'm always going to be responsible for me. I'm always going to call my bullshit out. I'm always going to do those things as a person. I've made up my mind that I will always do that. Because if I lie to myself, I have a guilty conscience about looking at myself in the mirror and lying to myself. You see, did you catch that? How many people actually look in the mirror and when they're bullshitting themselves or lying or not being authentic and trying to fit in where they don't belong and they know they don't, and they're doing all these things to try to act like they're something they're not? See, they can look in the mirror at themselves and they can lie to themselves and they can still look at themselves and smile and smirk and put on the mask. I can't do that. And I'm not going to do that. So as long as I'm here on this planet, whatever anybody donates to this channel, however many views I get, however many subscribers I get, however many people come here and watch, know that I have always been authentic. You see, I know resting upon my tombstone will say authenticity to its fullest. I didn't lie to people and I didn't lie to myself. Did I change my mind? Was I, quote, wrong about some things? Did I see things in a different way, a different light, a different darkness? Yes. And that's always going to happen. See, I think the world, while I know the world, we are so used to being one way. And yet again, this image thing. Image, 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 image. And when I say image, I don't know if people are confused by what I'm saying. I'm not talking about a workplace image. I'm not talking about that. Yes, a workplace image is very important. If you are someone that cleans rugs, then you are expected to do the job right. You're expected to clean that rug. If you say, we are the best, then that means you are going to put in 100% to clean that rug. You are going to scrub it and do whatever you can to make it as clean as you possibly can. I'm not talking about that kind of image. If anybody is misinterpreting what I'm saying or not understanding what I mean, I am talking about this image of how we think we need to be for others, and we don't even want to be that way. We're just being that way because of something we were brought up with, something we were told by our parents or the school or our friends or our family members, or the next door neighbor might have said this. See, that's the image I'm talking about. And that image is a mask and facade that a lot of people put on for the world that I'm not going to put on. Now, when I come around people, yeah, I'll be polite when polite is needed. If somebody needs help, I will help them. If they're being honest and real with me, I will help them. But when it comes to their personal stuff, when it comes to all their extra baggage, when it comes to all the stuff up here that they think I should be, that I should do, don't bring it to me, Jack and Jill. I'm not going up that hill. I'm not going up that hill. If you want to walk up that hill, You have every right to walk up that hill, but don't think I'm going to walk up it with you. And this is what I mean by having nothing to lose. When you have nothing to lose, you are absolutely free. You're absolutely free to be you, to be yourself, to be what you know you want to be. Yet, do as thou wilt, responsibly and with self-control and discipline, and do it with authenticity. That is an image, if any image, that I myself hold up in high regards. Yet if I have to bring it down, and I gotta look at it down here for a little bit of time because someone up here might not understand, then I'll have to do that too. But I'm still not lying to myself. It's just because I understand the situation. And I've been in those situations. And I've seen where it went. And I don't want to involve myself in that. And if anything, I would like my self-reflection to self-reflect on others for themselves. I just want people to have the best for themselves. And I can't lie, I do like making people feel better. I do like pleasuring women. I do like to give someone something to live for. I do like doing those things, and I've always been like that. Just because I talk about philosophy and I talk about the bad in life and I talk about misery and I talk about pointlessness, meaninglessness, nihilism, all of those things are intertwined with the fabric of reality and everything we know. And there's no escaping it. So have fun with it. Play with it. Be authentic with it. If you're depressed, say you're depressed. Talk about being depressed. At least you're being honest at the end of the day. You don't have anything to be ashamed of. You don't have anything to feel guilty about. There's nothing you're holding on to. And then that hatred doesn't arise because we're holding on to it so tight. And yes, I agree with what Bob Marley said. If we had a world of music and love, music mixed with love, yes, the world would be a bit better. But that's not all that goes to it. See, Bob Marley, I don't think he was there in his understanding yet to actually. There's a lot more that goes into it than that, but that's fine. What he said, he meant. See, he lived what he meant. He did his music and he showed his agape, his own agape. That was his thing. So what is your thing? What is their thing? What is his thing? What is her thing? What is those people's thing out there? You see, I can never know that for them. I can only know for myself. I can only be authentic with myself. And if every single person in this world would do what I'm saying in this video, and we would practice this and we would apply this to our lives, this whole entire thing would change. It would be completely different. There would still be, there would still be some of the things that we see out here. I'm not saying the whole entire thing. I'm talking about unnecessary parts, the extra baggage of it, the things that are unnecessary, the things that we do to each other that are completely pointless, like these shootings going on. What is that going to do? What is that going to prove? Nothing. All the person's doing is hurting and killing someone else, and then they kill themselves. What did that do? It just caused hurt and pain for people that are still alive. That's all that it does. You see, the dead doesn't have to worry about anything. Alive people do. And this is why, I know this is very off topic, but this is why me as a person, I don't want to go to funerals anymore, because I know once somebody is dead, they are either dead forever or they're in the hands of the source, one or the other. And when I say source, whatever word you want to put there, God, Jesus Christ, Allah, whatever thing people want to put there, I don't care. That's not my business. But there's either the ultimate reality of there being a source or it's blackness, nothing. So that person, we're literally there really for myself for no reason, because we're alive dealing with it, so we have to deal with it. The dead person is not thinking of it at all. And I don't mean any disrespect towards anybody that has someone that passed, because I have had many deaths in my family over the last 6-7 years, and it's been a hard time. It's been rough. It's been very rough. But paying all this money for these services and these sessions, whatever it's called, processions, it's a waste of money. It's so much money for what? Like we could literally do this ourselves. If someone dies, we can literally take them, make a casket, dig the hole, and do it ourselves. Like, why are we paying these people? And that's something very off topic. I shouldn't even have brought it up. That might have ruined the video for some people, but it's just for me. I'm not speaking for anybody out there. I'm just speaking for myself. But a lot of the things we do are not necessary. And we've created this. We've created all of this stuff. It was like, this is the thing I'm going to end it on. This is the note I'm going to end it on so everybody can realize this. Everything that we have done in entertainment, in music, everything that we do, every job we go to, every car we buy, every single thing was influenced by paper money. Think about that. Just think about that for a second. Every movie, there can't be a bad guy without money. There can't be the drug dealer that's dealing the drugs because he's after the money and power. There can't be a superhero to come into the bank and stop the robbery. Money. There can't be The Heat movie with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino without money. Everything that we know, our conscious it's about paper money. And this is why it's right there in front of our faces. It is literally right there in front of our faces. This is why when it says money is the root of all evil, it is the root of evil. That's all that it creates, unless we're using it as a tool and not a weapon. But see, what everybody uses it as, most people uses it for, is a weapon, not a tool. See, we're not in the mind state of, how can I use my money as a tool? How can I use my money as a way to live a healthier life? How can I use my money? Now, look, I want to get this clear too. Do I have a problem with movies like Heat and things like that? It's a movie. It's a movie. As long as we're not bringing that over into reality, let it be fantasy. Let it be a movie. Let it be entertainment. I don't have a problem if we're watching it and we're letting it be a movie. We're letting it be a fantasy, a script, an acting class. Let it be that. Don't bring it over into reality, though. I don't have a problem with that entertainment. I don't have a problem with movies. When I was talking the other day, I have a problem with the agenda that they're pushing down our throat, because they're pushing an agenda down our throat. And it's all over the place. I could literally give you probably 10 examples right now, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to waste time giving examples. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. It's everywhere. It's all over the place when you see it. The agenda is in every movie. It's in all the music. It's on all the TV shows. It's on mainstream everywhere. And I know a lot of you out there, you watch some of that and you listen to some of that, and that's up to you. That's your life out there. That's not for me to say anything. But just because we might watch these things or see these things, there's a lot of people out there, even though they do that, they know deep inside that they're not that anymore, but they're still a part of it, if that makes sense. See, yes, there's a lingering hypocrisy there, but like I said, it's almost impossible to escape hypocrisy in this life. It's just, am I willing to call out my own hypocrisy? Am I willing to call myself a hypocrite? Hey, there's a little cat out here. I don't know where he came from. We are all somewhat hypocrites. Like I say, let's use money as a tool in our lives, not as a weapon. There's so many people that use money as a weapon. And like I said, it's just throwing the thought out there. Everything we know was influenced by a paper bill, a piece of linen and cotton. 75% cotton and 25% linen, or 75% linen, 25% cotton, but I'm sure it's the other way around. That is what we've been doing, most of what we've been doing for. And we don't know how to think outside of that. We don't know how to live outside of that. We don't know how to function outside of that. We don't know how to go off on our own because we're so enabled. Something Tom McDonald said, you can't see the whole forest through the trees. You can't see the forest through the trees in front of you. You see the trees, you see what's on the TV screen and on social media, and you see all these videos you watch, yeah. But see, most of the world is not seeing past that and the whole entire thing, because they either refuse to or it's too hard to accept. It's too hard of a pill to swallow. And let me tell you, friends, when I first swallowed this pill, it literally felt like it was caught in my throat and I was choking on it to death. I've already went through the whole red pill, black pill, philosophy, looking in history, watching the world wars, watching things on Auschwitz, Birkenau, Sobibor, Treblinka, just everything you can think of, the dictators, the emperors, the human condition, the Matrix, how cars came about, the Victorian age, the American Revolution, 1776, Abraham Lincoln, just on and on and on. I mean, I have just literally looked into almost everything. There's not too many things more that I can look into. Now, am I book smart? Can I remember all of this and tell you it in a Neil deGrasse Tyson way? No, that's not my expertise. That's not what I'm good at. I am not a by the book guy. I can't give you specific dates and times and places and give it to you like some kind of professor at a college. I can't do that. That ain't how I speak. But yeah, knowledge is a double-edged sword too. And this is why people don't want to know. Like Andre Lenoge said in The Storm of the Century by Stephen King, you people don't want to know, do you? You people don't want to know, do you? See, we don't want to know because that pill is going to be very hard to swallow. Reality is very hard to swallow. The truth is very hard to swallow. And what we're doing here, let's just be honest, we're all looking for better. We're all looking for an alternative. We're all looking for, how can I find a place of my refuge? And we do this with money. And we think we need to get the power to get there, when actually power is the ultimate problem here. Overconsumption. It's actually the problem. It's the thing that's going to kill everybody when we really know this. But most of the world doesn't know this, and they don't want to know this. They don't want to stop doing these things to see what's really going on, to what they're contributing with. And you can't make them do anything. You can't make them do anything. They're going to do what they do. They're going to keep listening to what they listen to, watch what they watch. All that I can do is spread the awareness of authenticity for myself. That's literally all I can do. I can't do anything else, and I don't want to do anything else, because that is another ultimate realization that I've come to, is that I can only speak for me and put it out. That's it. I can't make anybody do anything. I don't want to make anybody do anything. I want that to be their own decision, their own choice. You see, I want them to be reflecting on their own life. I can't worry about them. I can't worry about the rest of the world. It's impossible. It's too much. It is such a huge burden to worry about the rest of the world that it will literally destroy your soul. And I did it. I went through that. Caring too much and worrying too much and thinking that I can somehow save the situation, or I can somehow make things better for everybody. It doesn't work like that. And I'm sorry to say that, but it doesn't. All that I can do is make my life the best I can while I'm here and do what I need to do. And if somebody follows suit for themselves, then that's what they do. That's on them. You see, I'm just completely gone from the concept and the construct and the way that most of this matrix is ran. I still have to be a part of it, though. I still have to go into it. You see, I still have to get the in the back of my head to go into it, to play it. I can't escape that. I never can. Even if I go off somewhere on my own, I'm still going to have to, at one point, come around to get something that I need. Do I feel like a hypocrite? Yeah. Do I want to do that? No. Do I need to? Yes, if I want to survive. I need to be a part of it, but I don't want to conform with it, if that makes sense. See, I'm not conforming with it or to it, but I still know that I got to be a part of it. So on that note, I will stop. I had something else I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember, so I'll let it on that. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. Any donations are appreciated. That's what helps me get by. That's what helps me on this channel. I, as a person, do not make a lot off of anything I do. I'm not making anything really on my art or anything, so I don't make anything off of this channel at all. So that is what literally gets me by, is the donations, is the help with the donations. And liking the video helps it get out there a little more. But yeah, I bring that up sometimes, not all the time, because I don't like bringing up that, because I talk about money, but I'm not against money. I don't worship money. I don't use money as a weapon. I use money as a tool for myself. to reflect on myself and live my life how I want to live it. So, thanks. Take care. I will talk with whenever, if I'm still here on this planet. If I never talk to anybody again, then do the best you can. Be honest, be tried and true, and be authentic. That's what I would say to myself if I was listening to someone like me. I would reflect that back onto myself. So I'll let y'all with that later.